Hi everybody, this is Jenny coming to you with an update on my weight loss journey on this round of HCG. What round is it? Who knows? I've probably done maybe 6 rounds over the past 5 years, maybe 7 rounds over the past 5 years. I don't know. Sometimes I'll do a round, just take 6 weeks off, do another round. Sometimes I go a whole year without doing a round. It's just, I don't know, all over the place. Okay, so I'm giving you an update on how I did on days 10 and 11 on the diet. And not so great. Those wonderful numbers in week 1 are starting to taper off. Now, day 10, I got on the scale and it said that I gained 0.3. So I wasn't thrilled about that. And then today, when I got on the scale, it said I didn't gain or lose anything. So I'm still up that 0.3 from where my overall loss was. So I'm now at minus 8.2 pounds in day 11. Why? Well, who knows? It could be a number of factors. It has been 5 days since I've had a bowel movement, so there's that. That definitely comes into play. At least for a portion of it. At least we can account that to the increased weight. And the last 2 days, I think I mentioned on the last video, I found another bowl in the freezer of that chicken that I had that was all prepared in that from the Amish country, left over from a retreat. And I've been doing that with the lettuce and a drizzling of the sugar-free honey mustard dressing on top as my food for the day, which was very successful in week 1. I'm thinking it might be too much in week 2, simply because after I finished that chicken, I did 2 days of those salmon patties, which was considerably less calories. And carbs. I don't know how many carbs are in this because this was, prepared by a restaurant, but it does have a light breading on it, and then it was kind of cooked in a sauce, so like the breading kind of came off, but not completely, so it's still there, so the level of carbs still exists, but it didn't seem to affect me at the beginning, but I think it is now. In addition to that, I think I might be becoming a little more liberal with how much chicken I'm putting on my plate as time goes on. I think I'm packing it more, and I may have been more loosely scattered at the beginning. So I'm going to cognizantly try to reduce today the amount that I put on there. And I also think I need to be aware of the dressing that I put on. I am still drizzling lightly, but I am adding a lot more lettuce, so I think the amount of drizzling I'm doing is more, and I don't know, is it worth it to eat the more lettuce? I thought, it'd be good to get some more greens in my body, but not if it means I have to increase the salad dressing in order to do it. So it's something I'm just going to be aware of and pay attention to. I'm not terribly concerned. Again, I haven't had a bowel movement. I haven't gotten online. That's my goal today, to get online and order some magnesium complex and start taking that as part of my diet. But what I wanted to talk to you about today is that when I would read about magnesium, oftentimes magnesium and calcium go hand in hand. So I looked up a little bit about calcium and aging and whatnot, and let me read to you what I found. Okay, so on WebMD, it says that the body requires vitamin D to absorb calcium. The National Osteoporosis Foundation recommends that women age 50 or younger and men 70 or younger should get 1,000 milligrams of calcium a day. Men and women older than those ages should be getting 1,200 milligrams daily. So my multivitamin doesn't have it, and clearly I'm not getting a lot of it on this diet. And that's something that I wanted to pay attention to a little bit. And this one Courier Journal did an article on osteoporosis prevention, and it says, since females are adding bone mass up to about the age of 18, this makes adequate calcium intake at a young age very important. But unfortunately, things get even worse with aging. Because as you start to lose the bone mass and all that, and you need to replenish it and keep your bones from getting brittle and keep yourself from developing osteoporosis, you need additional calcium intake. Okay. Finally, this was a National Institute of Health.gov article on the effects of calcium supplementation on weight loss and fat loss. And I just wanted to read this one line in conclusion that they had: data suggests that a diet deficient in calcium is associated with higher body weight, and that augmenting calcium intake and may reduce weight and fat gain or enhance loss. I never heard that before. Have you heard that before? I've never heard that before. So, yeah, we should also be taking a look at calcium. Coincidentally, in my pantry, I have a lot of calcium. I do take a multivitamin, but I don't take a calcium supplement. But I had these calcium supplements that have been in there a long time. I hope they're still as effective as they used to be. But I was drawn to them because when I first got them, I thought, they're okay, but they're not great. And let me show you. They are Costco's brand, Kirkland Signature, sugar-free calcium chews, chocolate flavor. They contain 500 milligrams of calcium, so half the calcium you need for the day is in this, along with vitamins D and K. Let me see if it says how many milligrams. All right, so we have 500 milligrams of calcium, 400 MCG. I'm sorry, I didn't look at this ahead of time. I don't know what that code stands for. Milligram. I don't know. Anyway, vitamin K has 40 mcgs, which it says here is 50% of what you need for the day. And then vitamin D is 200 IUs, which is 50% of what you need for the day. All right, very good. There are 15 calories in one of these chews. It says 3 grams of carbohydrates, but there's also 3 grams of sugar alcohol. So the carbohydrates are coming from a maltitol or erythritol or one of those kinds of diet sugar supplements. So it doesn't count, so you can eliminate it. It does recommend you take one of these 3 times a day when you have them. And how do they taste? Well, let me tell you, when I wasn't on a diet and I bought them thinking, what a fun way to get calcium in chocolate, I didn't find them so great at all. I was like, ugh. But when you're dieting, they taste pretty good. They're not big. This is the size of one, wrapped in little foil. I tend to take all 3 later in the day now. And I just started taking these. Found them in the back of the pantry and went, oh, I should be taking this. When you first put it in your mouth, it tastes like chocolate. I mean, it tastes like a sweet treat. It doesn't take long before you taste the sugar alcohol aftertaste, which is not so great. Is it maltitol? What do they use? Maltitol syrup is the number 1 ingredient. After that is calcium carbonate, which is the calcium. So if you're somebody who really can't stand the taste of maltitol, if that artificial sweetener you can't handle, then you're not going to enjoy these at all. To me, it's just kind of like a weird aftertaste that I'm not thrilled with. But then I take another one as a follow-up, and at the beginning of it, it tastes like chocolate again. So I've only done this for like 2 or 3 days, but what I've found myself doing is taking about 2 of them and trying to save the last one if I can. But if not, I just take all 3 of them at the same time. I know you're supposed to spread them out, but it's hard to just take one of something that's small like that. And I don't want to ruin my ketosis by taking a vitamin or taking anything earlier. I don't even take my vitamins, even though they say that doesn't affect ketosis. I'm like, it's something in your body and I don't know. I don't know. I just take all my vitamins while I'm eating. And so this becomes like dessert, if you will, after I eat. I'm finished eating, I'm just doing things on the computer, or I'm working, whatever. And then I feel like I want a little something else. Boom. It's time to take my calcium. So between the three of them, it's 45 calories. So keep that in mind on your 500 calorie diet. That's not ideal. But the good news is there's no carbs involved in those calories, so that's good. I mean, it's calories. What is it calories from? I don't even know. I mean, I can't even tell you. I don't know enough about all these ingredients that are in here to tell you. It's basically maltitol syrup, calcium carbonate, insomalt, and cocoa chunks, which is cocoa with dehydrated palm kernel oil, non fat dry milk, and soy lectin. Although, when it's dehydrated like that in the powder form, it is a no fat version of it because I know the powdered milk is a no fat version. Um, yeah, and then they've just added a bunch of vitamins and that in here as well. So, okay, not a whole lot of wow information, or maybe it is. Maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I need to be taking calcium, and how am I going to take it? These are going to last a while. There's 180 of them inside here. And you know I'm not going to remember to take three every day. I mean, I've had this bag for, I don't know, a year sitting on my shelf. So it's going to be a while. But I wanted to share with you that I found a way to cheat a sweet treat into my diet, and also a little bit that I learned on calcium. I hope you find that beneficial as well. Off to do an online search right now on magnesium complex. All right, you take care, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.